And as always, the honk will lead them. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome, everybody, to a Tuesday stream. Welcome to the final Tuesday of April 2025. It is going to be May in 2 days. I can't believe it. Feels like just yesterday we were like, how long can we, do the whole Happy New Year thing? And now we're already heading into closing in the last month of spring and moving into summer. It's crazy talk. But before we get there, we have a lot of things to do, and specifically what we have to do today is to play through the little bit of the Patreon Fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month, Rosewater, which is set in the same world as Lamplight City, and which is going to be cool. I'm looking forward to checking it out and seeing how this game kind of plays. I'm here for quality assurance purposes. Yes, I'm going to talk about Troll in just a minute, because the reason that we're doing this stream at all has to do with Trollware. So I'll talk about that in just a moment. But before we get there, just a couple of reminders about ways to support the channel, and also hi to Bit, an imaginary exponent, and Echo, of course. Good to see everybody. So a couple of notes quickly here. If you have not done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube, that is !ArvTube. And if you have not done so already, we are really close, folks. We've gained more subscribers. We're only 5 subscribers away now from 1,100, which is a big milestone for that channel. Please do subscribe there. It's free for you to do that, but really helps us out. And you'll get that information. It'll all be good. So that's going to be 1,100 subscribers soon. We just need to get 5 more. So please do subscribe over there. Thanks for those who are already doing that. And if you're watching over on YouTube, thank you. Website of, actually Twitter first, ! Arv tweets. Blue Sky, where I'm getting a lot of new followers, which is awesome. ! Arv Sky. And the website for this, arvanelleron.com. Financially, ! Arv Shop is the merchandise area. ! Arv Treon is the Patreon, where you can get cool stuff for yourself and cool stuff for the channel. And you can do that as well if you subscribe to the channel to get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. So please do that as well. That really helps us out. On the publishing front, ! Icarus is my graphic novel from Athos Arts. ! Library, my Tales and Tomes in the Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And ! Greyshade, that is my Greyshade IP, which is the Grey Assassin trilogy, Greyshade Renegade Heretic, available at that link. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks there, and you can also pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade, which will be coming out by Gen Con of this year, which is August of this year, and I am super pumped up for that as well. That's going to be great. It's coming to you, of course, from the awesome Brandon O'Brien, and also from the amazing folks at Alligator Alley Entertainment. So please do jump over onto those things as well, if you are interested in getting some of the dark fantasy TTRPG vibes, and who would not want something like that. And last but certainly not least, ! BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. ! Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help, and reach out to others when they need help as well. And ! Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in this situation in the future. Quick note on scheduling. We're going to be doing this until about 3:15 to 3:30 or so Eastern. Then I will be over on GOGCom's Twitch channel at 4 p.m. Eastern, playing Neverwinter Nights Doom of Icewind Dale. That is either the last or next to last session, because we are that close to the end of it, after which we'll be moving into Expeditions Rome, which of course I started playing on this channel. And then tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, head back over here for the, this time I swear, conclusion of Growing Up with the amazing Arvocalist. We should have a full crew tonight of the Arvocalists, and I'm excited to get through that game and get ready for Citizen Sleeper 2, which will be the next game we're playing with the Arvocalists, and when that's done, moving on to another Ace Attorney game. So it's going to be good times. I'm excited for that. But with that said, let me get rid of this, and let me turn on this. Hello, everyone. It is good to see you all. I hope everybody is doing well. And I do have to make one other quick note, which is important here, and that is I do want to congratulate my neighbors north of the border for proving themselves to be smarter than our country. It was very, very good to see a very important result fighting back fascism on all fronts. So congratulations to the Canadians on rejecting utterly the conservative misinformation fascist attempt that we've been getting down here. So thank you, and exactly, Bit. Hooray for not dropping the ball. Now it's our turn next year during the midterms, actually this year during special elections and off-year elections, but also next year in the midterms to do the same thing. thing, and then to really do the same thing again 2 years after that. It is about freaking time. So that's the deal with that. Too high definition. That's exactly right, Trollware. Now, second note that I want to make is I have to thank Trollware because last night, so yesterday before I went to work, I turned off my computer here in the office as I usually do. And it took a long time, relatively speaking, to shut down. And I was like, that's a little odd. But I didn't have time to check it out because I was on my way to work. Went to work, did all the stuff. Exactly, Dragon Spear, right? So I did all that stuff, taught and everything, came back. And then I was going to hang out with a couple of friends of mine last night late. And I turn on the computer and the computer does not boot. It just comes onto the one, booting screen, and you just see the circling. And I was like, oh boy. So I called upon the incredible powers of one Mr. Trollware, whom I have met in person. And we figured out that I have a raid set up. Oh my God, really, Bit? Ugh, I know the feeling. I'm sorry. I hope that gets fixed. But I have a RAID array. So basically 2 mirrored hard drives to oversimplify. And so what we figured out is that one of the drives had failed, and just physically failed. So all we literally had to do was unplug it. And then the other drive, because it's the identical drive, right? It's the exact same thing on both, booted up immediately. And so what that means is that I ordered a new of the exact same type of drive from Amazon. It will be here tomorrow. And I thought that I wasn't going to be able to stream, and I wasn't too worried about losing the data, but I was a little worried about that, quite honestly. I do keep regular backups, but still. But in this case, it worked out because I ordered the second one, which is exactly like the other two. When it gets here, tomorrow, I will pull out the bad drive. I will put in the new drive, and then I will rebuild RAID. I'm hoping that it will do it relatively auto-magically, he said. But I'll be doing that, and I can do that tomorrow. And today, I can actually stream for all of you lovely folks. So I was really like, oh, God damn it. Not only do I have grading to do and stuff like that, but also I'm not going to be able to do 3 streams today, which is what I was planning to do. But it was saved thanks to the awesome and amazing Trollware. So thank you, Trollware, for the tech support and for helping me, making me feel relieved, because I wasn't panicking, but I was like, this is not good. And by the way, the raid system, hello to Mar also, and hello to, and I already said hi to Bit and to Dragon Spirit, but hello Mar. I was a little worried, but the raid is set up for exactly this reason, so that if there is a physical failure of one of the drives, which apparently there was, the other drive comes in and then you replace it. And this drive is working exactly as it should, just booted right up with no problems. So, whoo, well, see, but the thing is, okay, I said to you specifically, if you're going to bed, don't do this. And you were like, oh, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm very grateful, though. Thank you, Trollware. Trollware is the true MVP, or MVT, most valuable troll today. But thank you, Troll, for the assistance today. And that leads us to Rosewater. So today we are doing I am such a hassle. Dragon Spear also has, of course, helped me on multiple occasions to do this. And I don't remember actually, Dragon, if it was you, or if it was Chaotix that helped set up, that gave me the idea to do the raid thing for my drives now. I may eventually do whenever I eventually switch over to the other computer, to make the gaming computer be my main computer, and then that'll become the streaming computer, and then get a new gaming computer. This is some years down the line, but is just do all SSDs. All right, well, that's cool. But still, I'm sorry that that was the case, that I had to bother you at all. But I really am grateful, so thank you. But I may have to decide upon that, because on this computer, as you will note on this computer, I have right here, I think this actually may be a regular hard drive now that I think of it, but these are basically SSDs. And so it might not even be. It might be that this is like my extra leftover SSD. I don't know. But anyway, this is an SSD that I have installed all my games on. And so I may just end up doing that the next time that we go this way. Obviously, recommendations change over time and so on. But in this case, it was good that that happened, that I had a RAID system in place. So hopefully it will be relatively easy. Yeah, well, that's what I heard from Dragon as well. And I guess what I'm looking at now is just, making sure that this, when the actual thing arrives, you can't recover a dead SSD, you can with a dead HDD. That's fair. Although I guess SSDs are less likely to fail because they don't have the mechanical stuff, right? As I understand it, theoretically. M2 drive and then no. I know, Echo. I know. Echo's very excited because this is nomination. Anyway, but it looks like it's all good. And we will. I'm hoping that it will be a relatively seamless process tomorrow to make sure that the RAID array rebuilds. I'm a little worried about that. I want to make sure that it's fairly seamless because this is stretching beyond the bounds of my normal tech knowledge. But anyway, we should be okay. I think in good shape to that. Oh, is that true? Really, Mar? Less likely to fail. You don't lose data like a mechanical. Anyway, let's get into some Rosewater. So this game is set in the same universe, as I said. It's Grundislav Games, and it's set in the same universe as the Lamplight City, which I believe I've also tried on stream as well, if I'm not mistaken. It is an alternate Wild West game. It involves a writer who gets caught up in a search for treasure and fortune, and it's a point-and-click game, so we're going to see. But as you can see right here, you can see a certain Echo Alpha X5 has played a fair bit of this too, so and has earned some achievements. So we're going to see. Let's make this happen. Also nominated, yes, that's right. So I'm booting this up for the first time, so let's see how it plays. It installed with no problem. It's about 3.5 gigs, 3.6 gigs, I think, roughly. Thank you also to GOG.com, as always, for giving me the code for this. Thank you to GOG. Application Systems Heidelberg. True. That's true, Dragon. Grundislav Games. Rosewater. Okay. Settings. How we feel in chat about... I mean, I guess we don't... I'm probably going to have to change the volume because right now I can't tell. It's just birds. But let's do it.
Ordered the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space.
Okay, wait. What? Oh, no. Yo, no, I want to... Okay, no.
None of your beats?
I'm not paying attention to any of this. I want to adjust the music.
But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small caution. Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy...
Come on, let me escape. Get out of this.
But I had the good sense not... Don't...
I don't know who any of these people are. Go away. I'm just trying to get to a menu.
Now.
Thank you. Okay. Now let's try that again. All right, new game. All right, here we go. That's a little better, I think.
Ordered the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space.
Starring Maya Murphy as Harley Ledger. Also starring Gavin Hammond, Matt Yang King, Christian Lands, G.K. Bose, and Leilani Jones-Wilmore.
Much has been said about the Western frontier. The perilous wilderness, the lawless towns, and the tough, hardened folk who make their way out there, usually to get away from something worse. I suppose I'm about to become one of them myself. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has. An opportunity with my name on it.
Programming, art, and animation by Francisco Gonzalez. Yeah, I know, right, Ben? Composer, Mark Bennis. Story and writing, Francisco Gonzalez, Jess Haskins.
The thoughts in my head are running together like the landscape outside the window. Excitement and trepidation and boredom mixing like the scrub and rocks and soil into one long blur.
Script editing by Jess Haskins. Oh, nice. Yeah.
One thing I know, I am ready for a change of scene.
Double Doors, a game by Francisco Gonzalez. Double Doors brought to you by Door Manufacturers Limited. Western Vespuccia. The town of Rosewater. 1850. 3:25 p.m. Eastern. Focusing on, Western.
Huh. Quiet.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jem. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Also Jem.
Harley Legere.
Oh.
Delighted to make your acquaintance.
Harley Legere.
Might I assist you with your luggage?
Yeah, no, I know.
If you've got any.
I realized when I
don't.
said it.
Ah, right. Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Legere?
I'm here for a job.
Miss. And I'm here about a job.
Planning on sticking around, huh? Say, what line of work are you in?
Punching
Must
people in the
know I'm
face.
a-
No.
Well, I write. There's an opening at the Rosewater Post.
Well, best of luck with that. The editor at that place ain't somebody you want to cross.
Then we ought to get along fine.
I'm sure you will. But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small caution. Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Yo,
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
karate chop. Whoops.
This how you welcome new arrivals?
Look at that guy's face.
I have a mind to give you a thrashing.
He's like,
All right, enough of that. Look, I was no choir girl,
but I never got caught.
but I had the good sense not to get caught. Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not at a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about.
That's right, suck it.
Now, where in the ether is that damn publisher's office?
Okay, walk, interact, left click, inventory, right click or press I, menu escape, move cursor to top of screen, show objects. Okay. Those are objects. Escape. Left click, right click. Read.
October 25th, 1850. Dear Miss Legere, thank you for submitting your sample. Your writing shows real potential. I'd like to extend an invitation to meet with me at the offices of the Rosewater Post and discuss the possibility of an extended commission. How soon can you arrive in town? I await your reply and look forward to making your acquaintance. Yours, Joan Gallagher.
Sure and Begora, it's going to be a post that we're doing. Okay. Escape, save game. Are starting. Whoops, not strat. Okay. Hey. Come back. Oh.
So they do have the law here, in theory at least. End of the line. Until they connect it up from the coast, anyway.
All right. Aha.
The local sawbones. This is where all the sharp knives and strong drugs will be kept.
Excuse me, Chris Christopherson. Oh, wait, I can go up? Shoot. That isn't what I meant to do.
Hello there. Don't think I've seen you around before.
Just arrived in town. Name's Harley Leger. And you're Dr. Sedgwick?
At your service. Welcome to Rosewater and to my clinic. Anything in particular ailing you today?
What is that walk? Just looking around.
I'm really just making my way around town.
Fair enough.
That's impressively clean.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, as they say, and good health starts with good hygiene.
Quite a variety of potions and tonics you've got here, Doc.
It's only a small part of the bounteous pharmacopoeia that nature might make available to us, if only we knew her secrets. There is so much to be discovered.
So much.
Medical College of Wicks? Never heard of it.
It's in central Rotterdam. Not quite the University of New Britannia, but then what is?
Well, that's just disgusting.
Not disgusting, it's fascinating, awe-inspiring.
To each his own. I imagine you get your hands pretty dirty in this line of work?
It's for cleansing before, not after. I am a follower of the modern European theories, positing that disease follows from the propagation of tiny animalcules living on the surface of the skin.
Well, you're right.
Thorough washing with soap and water is said to eradicate them.
Drown the little bastards, huh?
Something like that.
All right. I don't want to talk to this guy really yet. I want to... Ooh, what's this? What? Oh, this is how you, like... Okay, interesting. I have 20 crowns. I guess this is how you pick certain locks. Aboard the WV Express. Oh, yeah. I already did this. Right. I already did this. These are my items. Is there a quick save, I wonder? Probably isn't. Okay. The Oblivion lockpicking minigame. Oh, God, anything but that bit. Okay. Right, so... What is that? Look at.
Soft drink crates. A sugary, fizzy way to beat the heat.
Search.
Nothing inside but a colony of ants.
Take the ants.
Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
Damn it, take the ants with you. Look at.
Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles.
Pull on.
This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement.
Okay.
I hope that isn't the town water supply.
All right, let's get rolling. Do. Yes, yes. Rosewater Post and Publishing. That's where I'm supposed to be going. All right, let's do it. Whoa! Welcome to the West. You all right?
Holy hell! Are you all right, mister? Don't you move. I'll fetch the doctor to have a look at you. Doc, come quick. I've got an emergency.
How can I be of service?
Some poor fool's just fallen out a window.
At the Rosewater Post?
Yes. How did you...
Sounds like Joni's in a mood again. Let's go.
Here he is.
Yeah,
poor
exactly
bastard.
imaginary.
Oh, dear.
Get this out of here. That's how editors work, bit. Get
Hello?
edited.
Can you hear me? I'm Dr. Sedgwick. I'm here to help you.
He just goes, the guy just goes, stat. That's an inside manuscript editing joke.
Can you move your legs? Spine seems intact, no obvious fractures of the arms or legs. That, I would say, is nothing short of a miracle. Right, he's in a bad way, but he'll live. I'll get him back to my clinic and patch him up. You are truly a good Samaritan, Miss Leger.
It was nothing. If you'll excuse me, I have an appointment to keep.
Of course. God bless.
Yes, ma'am. I can't help but notice
Hello,
it's something.
Can I help you with something?
I'm here about the writing commission.
Ah, yes. You must be Miss Leger. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please? Very good. Oh, one more thing. Joni's not one for formalities. First names will do.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, ma'am. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
And also, hope everything's okay when I get knocked out of the door. Okay. Typewriter.
Cozy. That cabinet's better organized than I'll ever be. They seem to be pretty active around here. I hope that means steady work. Impressive piece of machinery.
All right. Let's go upstairs. Let's do this. Do.
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Leger.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off.
I'm sorry. I just opened the window to let in some air.
Bit early for me, but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind. Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
I'm resistant to fall damage, so if you throw me out a window, I should be able to handle things. Okay. Succinct biography.
Me? Well, I was born and raised in New Britannia. Got out, made my way west, and started writing. I saw your ad while I was up in Pierre. Thought a change of scenery would do me good.
Well, admittedly, Rosewater isn't as cosmopolitan as it used to be, but maybe you'll find it to your liking.
There hasn't been a dull moment since I stepped off the train.
Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches. Haven't spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the Toffs in Lyon, hilarious.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
I had to go back and settle my late brother's affairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't in connection with that awful business at the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, I can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible? But enough about that. Let's get back to why we're here. I loved your sample, and I like you as well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it. After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Fantastic. So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on Rosewater's decline? Or maybe a hard-hitting expose on the plight of the marginalized
Or
criminal youth?
the
Oh, no.
fragile nature of
Nothing
windows.
like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Pull the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got a real opportunity here. A star like that landing in our little town. I'd like something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic.
So, a puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Where can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds just down the road. And his show is opening today at the Opera House. So he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand. How charming. Now, if you have any questions before you go, by all means, ask.
Who was that man that went out your window? Maybe I shouldn't start there. You said the Rosewater Post covered the Lamplight City Expo?
The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo?
It was only the biggest story that year. I still got copies of the article saved. Here, read it for yourself.
The Rosewater Post, Wednesday, June 9, 1847. Disaster at Lamplight City Expo. The etheric pavilion at the Global Exposition in New Britannia, Kingsland, was the site of a terrifying disaster that claimed 15 lives on Saturday. During a demonstration by etheric researcher Dr. Bennett Clark, a device known as an etheric generator malfunctioned and released a burst of energy into the audience, instantly vaporizing 14 attendees and one stage assistant. An eyewitness described the scene for the New Britannia Gazette. The thing started up with a great crackling noise, startling the ladies in attendance and raising several cries of excitement. In the next instant, there was a blinding flash of light. After that was just screams and a horrible burning smell. From where I stood, I could see that a bunch of folks gathered at one side of the apparatus were just gone. All that was left were shoes and hats and things in a pile of ash. And the worst thing was, their shadows were still there on the wall behind. A controversial figure in the scientific community, Dr. Clark has championed novel theories on the existence of aethericity, a supposedly inexhaustible source of energy located in the upper atmosphere. The Etheric Pavilion, an exhibit jointly sponsored by Kessling Industries, Harmon and Grove, and Eastern Consolidated Coal, was intended to showcase the technology's potential before a global audience, although public enthusiasm may be somewhat dampened following the events of last weekend. Yeah, Dr. Clark was taken in for questioning by authorities, but it remains to be seen whether he or any of his sponsors will be held legally responsible for the lives lost in the accident. Okay, Gilroy Mine to close, and then PM calls for etheric ban. Prime Minister Hart Leroy wasted no time in condemning the Lamplight City Expo disaster and called on Parliament to impose a ban on etheric research. Despite predictable opposition from the Atwood wing, MPs may be more receptive to lawyers' proposal in the wake of the disaster. A vote is expected to be called in the coming weeks. Supporters of Clark's research insist that an isolated incident does not invalidate the potential benefits of etheric technology, but public opinion may be tipping in favor of the ban. I see. I'm trying to think about that. I played one of the Sherlock Holmes on GOG. I played one of the Sherlock Holmes point-and-click games and won it, but I don't remember which one it was, to be honest.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
You tell me about Rosewater.
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but, oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
Tell me about the townspeople.
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
Could you tell me? It seems like a pretty stalwart bunch.
They must be pretty stalwart to stick around when others didn't.
Or stubborn. Go on and meet him for yourself. Best draw your own conclusions.
How'd you start this paper?
I'm curious, how did the Rosewater Post get its start?
Well, my dad was a union man. He worked the printing press for the Allied Fall Creek Miners Cooperative. Pamphlets, labour news, that sort of thing. Then the mine owners brought the Blackburns in to bust the whole operation up. My dad was laid up for months and could never work again after. But we still had to eat, didn't we? I took all the equipment from the old shop and started printing up an early version of the Post just to bring a little money in. At first, it was all just community notices and advertisements from local stores. Over time, I got the hang of the whole journalism thing and turned it into a real newspaper.
Who was the man that went out your window?
So, who was the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
I see.
I like that she's just calmly sitting in front of the window. You know, she's just like, yeah, that's what happens. Broken window.
I don't want to seem ungrateful. My style is more I don't know that that's really my strong suit.
We're talking, aren't we? If you want to write for this paper, you're simply going to have to stretch yourself beyond what you might be accustomed to. Besides, it's not as if you have to say anything particularly brilliant. Just get your subject talking and take notes. Finish this assignment, and maybe the next one will be more to your liking.
I'd best be on my way.
Right, you are.
All right, thanks.
Wait a minute.
What?
It's just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Goodness. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
just
you
happened.
fighting back in 26.
Is that why?
Hall in the Chum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Of course. And please call me Joni.
All right, Joni.
Is this the first edition of the Rosewater Post?
Yep, March 30th, 1845. One of the best days of me life.
You support Leroy?
I'm a proud Labourite, sure. I'll admit he hasn't been my favourite PM. But the way things were going with Atwood and the Traitors, this place would have been swallowed up by an automated newspaper conglomerate.
You can't have
Labour
that.
Party gets me vote any day of the week.
Fair enough.
She's not big enough, though, Bit, to be Reacher. She has to be like 3 times her this size and with bulging muscles. And then everyone needs to talk about how big she is all the time. Like, just, oh my God, what a huge person.
The New Britannia Gazette. Keeping tabs on the competition?
Hardly. I kept that issue because they mentioned my paper.
Nice typewriter.
The first. Good old Sheldon Model 4.
Hey, that's Devil's Tooth. I passed it on the train right here.
Quite a sight, isn't it?
Fascinating device.
Isn't it just? To think, I can send messages from here to Bright Bay with the press of a lever.
What will they think of next?
Okay. So the only thing I haven't looked at is that. Well, and the thing above it.
I hope fixing that window won't be too expensive.
I may just leave it for a while. I'm enjoying the breeze.
That's quite a stick.
A memento from my grandfather, back in County Donegal. Comes in handy now and again.
I wonder if I'm going to need that at some point. It would not surprise me.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there. Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper. Now don't that just beat all?
All right. Let's see. Whoops. That's not what I need. Oh, no, that's not it either. Save game. Twitch yep, exactly. Telegraphy. Tom Cruise. Yeah, not that Reacher. I mean, good God. The only legit Reacher is the newer Reacher. All right, what do you think about your boss?
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
What can you tell me about Rosewater?
What's to know about this town?
You picked a fine time to arrive, Miss Legere.
Why's that?
A few years back, you could hardly drive a wagon through the street. It was so full of folk coming and going. I'm sure you've noticed that's no longer the case.
What happened to them?
So where did everyone go?
Wherever the Orem actually is would be my guess. There's still some prospectors hanging on, convinced they'll find something everyone else missed. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses eventually.
If they all go, where will that leave you?
Why, getting by, I imagine. Peaceful, quiet life. The railroad still brings some traffic. Folks on their way further west are shipping goods back east, although not as many as before the transcontinental airship line opened up. Easier to sail clear over the country than ride the rails halfway. Suits me fine, though.
How long you been working here?
Been working here long, Mr. Dixon?
Oh, about 5 years. I was the first one Joni hired on shortly after launching the paper. Was a farmhand before that. Keeping books is much nicer than tending cow pens, let me tell you.
You know anything about the townsfolk?
Anything I should know about the townsfolk?
Can't really help you there. I'm just a simple family man, and we keep to ourselves.
Who was the man that fell out the window?
Exactly who was that gentleman just took a tumble out your second-story window?
I haven't a clue. Devil of a fella. Just busted in here and went straight for Joni's office. He wouldn't be put off, but insisted on speaking with the editor immediately. Said he intended to lodge a complaint. Suppose Joni didn't take too kindly to his manner of lodging.
That's some impressive facial hair.
Those are some mighty fine whiskers you've got.
Oh, why, thank you, Miss Legere. The missus tells me I ought to shave, but I'm fond of the look.
As you should be. I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, ma'am.
See you, boss. All right, well, let's go interview this clown. I mean, this incredibly important guy. Hello, sir. Oh. Aha.
Was your meeting satisfactory, ma'am? Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
Wait, come back! I want to run and, like, leap onto the cart.
Looks like it's been up for ages. I wonder if they ever caught the guy. Or maybe he retired from crime. Or died of old age. Shabby, but I've been to worse. Horse pills? Is that pills for horses or pills made from horses?
Clearly both.
Both.
Yeah.
Wonder if the whiskey here is any better than the rock gut back in Pierre.
All right, chat. Get your cowboy hats on and get ready to dance the afternoon. It's time to go into the saloon. That's what we need.
These seem to be for decoration more than anything else. More than anything else.
It's a dumbwaiter, right?
Food delivery for the lazy.
Yep.
Warning, watch the dang door. Signed, management. Now that is mighty tempting.
Press. Press again. Press the third time. Okay. Pills made of horses that cure horses of cannibalism.
Scenes from the wild country. A night campfire, a wild horse, and a bear in the mountains. Sure would be something to see all that up close and personal. Except maybe the bear.
I love all these pictures that are not straightened.
Scenes from the wild country.
Oh, I already did that.
Someone's hunting trophy. I bet that piano hasn't been tuned since the De Leon administration. She's making the best of it, though. The local populace getting sloshed. The local populace getting sloshed.
I thought she was going to say something about paying cards. All right, sir. Or whoever you are.
Excuse me, kid. I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry, miss, but Mr. Ackerman's not taking any more meetings right now.
I'm from the Rosewater
I'm
Post.
here on behalf of the Rosewater Post.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just got the assignment.
Okay, look, Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Well now, that's perfect. If you're going to write about it, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, it's a real dazzler.
Suppose it beats waiting around here.
Gentleman Jake's show will be...
All right, so I got to go to the theater. Gotcha. See you, boss. I guess.
Business seems slow today. Probably a good thing.
Aha. Hello, town greeter.
For 20 coppers, it had better be one hell of a show. You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh,
Rosita
you're not
Pierce.
still sore about earlier.
I still don't understand, because he was trying to set her up.
Nah, but your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
He's your brother?
Hang on. Your brother? I ought to knock you into a cocked hat.
Hey, you gotta look out for number one.
You picked the wrong mark, but I can let that go. Hell, with a little effort, you two could be halfway decent grifters. But if there's one thing turns my stomach, it's disloyalty. That's your flesh and blood. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your point. Now can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
What job?
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman Jake's legendary Wild West show.
I bet
Only
it's not even
20
true.
coppers.
I'll take one of those tickets.
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
Whenever it starts?
Oh, you mean today? Oh, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Naturally.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
All right, look. I don't need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake fellow.
And I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. Course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet like.
I assumed
I'd be
as much.
putting my job on the line, and I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small favor.
Spit it out.
Just help me retrieve something. A small item of great personal value.
Of course.
It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
What happened to it?
It was stolen is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
Where's your brother now?
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, he's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get pa's watch back all by himself. He's real tore up over losing
Oh,
it.
I'll bet.
If he's doing it, then what do you need me for?
Why, it's clear he ain't cut out for the job. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
How about 2 crowns? We forget all this favor nonsense.
You said you and your brother needed money. How about 2 crowns?
Well, now, that's mighty kind of you. But this don't change the deal.
Why, you little
Why'd
bastard.
you give the money
You want
first?
in, you gotta do me that favor.
The blacksmith's got a giant padlock on the door.
So?
So, I'm not breaking into private property?
I told you the place is abandoned. Lola's squatting in there. Besides, it's not really breaking in if you're retrieving something stolen. Sheriff Gamble won't trouble himself over it, trust me. And if you run into Lola, I'm sure someone like you can handle her.
If this Lola stole from you, why not report it to the sheriff?
Exactly.
Oh, come on. I thought you was sharp. That lazy tyrant would cuff my brother and me soon as look at us. It's just the two of us. Me and him against the world. We got no one else to turn to. So, will you help us out?
That kid deserves better than getting strung up for doing your dirty work. Call him off. I'll handle it.
Swell. You know where to find me.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Eh,
You can't just go in there without a ticket.
I was like,
Wait here. I'll be back.
I look forward to it.
I was really waiting for him to just be like, that's great. Turn around. God, son of a.
For 20 coppers.
Okay. All right.
Never heard of this one. Betrayal, murder, revenge. Classic stuff. Never works out that way in real life.
Can't get it without a ticket? Exactly. That would be stealing.
Dr. Bennett Clark, Master of Ethericity. Oh, right, the Ethericity fellow. I didn't know he was working out here.
All right. All right, let's go back to the smithy. I should be able to pick the lock, I think. Yep. That's how it goes, you know.
Looks sturdy.
I know about that already.
This padlock's too bad I didn't bring my lockpicks. Or a hammer.
Lockpicks or a hammer? Oh, the general store. The general store. Let's go to the general store. See if we can find this thing or nor. Snap, snap, snap. Hey, Joni, do you happen to have a hammer or some lockpicks?
Business seems slow to...
I want to go to the general store. Okay. So I guess the only thing I can do then is one place I haven't gone is the sheriff's. So let's do that. And then try to find a hammer or some lockpicks. Oh, although he might also have a hammer, maybe. All right, Sheriff. Hello, Sheriff. I'm looking for some lockpicks.
Howdy, stranger. Fresh off the train?
Yes, sir.
Come on in then. Let's have a chat.
Well, sir, I'm looking for some lockpicks. I don't mean any trouble, but
I'm Sheriff Gamble.
Harley Legere.
Pleasure. Just passing through, or...
I'm here about a job.
Well now, that's refreshing. Few come to Rosewater these days with the intent of staying long.
This one could get you hammered.
How you finding our town?
Let's see. I almost got crushed by a falling man.
Interesting place. Do men always fall from the heavens?
Beg pardon?
Some fool rolled off the roof at the Rosewater post just as I passed underneath.
Is he alive?
Yeah, Doc Sedgwick's tending to him as we speak.
I'll be needing to have some words with Joni. Anyhow, welcome to Rosewater. If you run into any more trouble, come and see me.
Well, now, Sheriff, I was hoping you might have some lockpicks. That'd be really kind of you if you...
Looks like a pretty rough sort. This fellow still at large?
Yep, but I reckon he's left the province.
Reminder, confiscated items to be placed in the box
Ooh,
below.
did you confiscate a lockpick?
A lawman with a license? Guess Rosewater isn't so uncivilized after all. Does this license mean you went to sheriff's school?
No, it means I was officially elected to the position by the people of this town. The paper is really just a formality.
I wouldn't have figured the sheriff for a naturalist. Fancy yourself a lepidopterist?
Huh, hardly. Picked that display up from a passing rag and bone man. But I like when the sun shines on their wings just so. Real thing of beauty.
Impressive collection. Hey, Sheriff?
Yes, ma'am?
What's the story with these guns?
Now these are standard issue repeaters. Pretty powerful rifles.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've yet to use one in the line of duty. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these.
Okay, thanks for getting up to tell me that.
What a peculiar decoration. Hey, Sheriff?
What's on your mind?
Why have you got a horseshoe hanging above the door?
Ah, glad you asked.
I'm going to stand up, turn around, and, walk over again.
My grandpappy told me a story about a blacksmith who was visited by the devil. The devil asked the smith to make him a horseshoe for his own hoofed feet, you see.
The devil went down to Rosewater.
So, the blacksmith took a red-hot horseshoe and nailed it straight onto one of his hooves.
Dang.
The devil howled out in pain. He begged the blacksmith to take it off again. The smith agreed, but on one condition. The devil must always respect the horseshoe and never enter any place where one is hung above the door. Hell of a story, wouldn't you say?
That's pretty awesome. Thanks for telling me. Sam Hill. What? Sam Hill? Okay. Right. What about these? I'm going to have to get rid of the sheriff somehow.
Stern-looking ladies.
So I can get those lockpicks, which I'm sure are there.
Hey, Sheriff.
What's on your mind?
Who are the people in this photo?
Those are my sisters, Lord bless them.
Now I'm going to get up and walk over again.
Reba married an oil man. I think they're living in some big mansion on the coast somewhere.
Okay.
Sadie died a few months after this picture was taken. I'm grateful to have this to remind me of her smile. Beulah's a real firebrand. She'd smack you across the face soon as look at you. She did to me plenty.
I think there's like 7. There's like 1, 2. There's like 5 people in that picture. He just talked about 3 of them. And the other ones, whoa, those are my sisters. I don't remember their names.
Not a bad view.
Hey, Sheriff,
Hey, Sheriff?
come over here.
Yes, ma'am?
What's this photo of?
That's a view of Colchester, where I grew up.
Time to get up again.
Sometimes I find myself wondering what life would be like if I'd stayed. It ain't exactly a metropolis, but it's got character. My folks still have a ranch there. Been meaning to pay 'em a visit.
Yeah. It's like his very own version of a standing desk.
Doesn't look too comfy, but I guess that's the point. Does this cell see much use?
Nah, not really. Well, that's fine by me. The less I have to clean out that pot, the better.
All right. Fascinating. Did not give me a hammer, though. So I have to hope that one can be found either in the station that I came from or with the physician. Or I guess out here, maybe, but... Okay. All right, let me go check the physician, then I'll go out wandering about. Mr. Physician, I need a hammer or a lockpick.
Hello again.
What's the scoop with this guy?
Hey, Doc.
Miss Legere.
How's business?
So, how's the medicine business?
What a question. I'm a physician, Miss Legere, not some two-bit snake oil salesman.
Didn't mean to imply you were.
I'm sure. At any rate, I've not had many patients of late. This poor soul is the only one this week. But that is the physician's dilemma, is it not? We are taught that idleness is a sin. But better that I am idle and the townsfolk healthy than my surgery be full of the ill and infirm.
What can you tell me about Rosewater?
Got any knowledge to impart about Rosewater?
Oh, well, it's a fine town.
You don't sound too enthused.
Fine
I'm
town.
sure you'll find plenty to see and do here.
Give it to me straight, Doc. I want to know your thoughts on this place. Warts and all.
Were Rosewater one of my patients, I would say the prognosis is not good. Not since all the Aurum claims dried up and the airship routes opened, leapfrogging over our rail line. The hangers-on keep this place gasping for breath, but I fear they only prolong the inevitable. I hope I haven't discouraged you, but you did ask my opinion.
Why don't you go somewhere else then?
If things are so bad, why not pick up and move elsewhere?
I swore an oath to do no harm, Miss Legere. As the town's only physician, leaving would mean abandoning my patients. There may not be many left to call on my services, but when they do, I am the only barrier standing between them and the grave.
I can see this.
Isn't that a bit dramatic, Doc?
Say what you will. I know where I stand on the matter.
This voice reminds me a little bit of the voices of the great George Ledoux.
Why not train somebody to take over for you?
I did have an apprentice not long ago, my ward, Nadine.
What happened to her?
Oh, this is no kind of life for a restless young person. I encouraged her to put her talents to use elsewhere. She's ministering to the local native tribe now.
Tell me about this tribe.
Who is this tribe?
I'm afraid I don't know much about them, just that they have a small village somewhere in the valley. I believe they call themselves the Owdam? Autumn? I'm not certain of the pronunciation. At any rate, they don't come to the town, and I imagine the townsfolk mostly let them be as well.
Speaking of those townsfolk, what do you know about them?
You must know all about the townsfolk.
I am well acquainted with all their ailments, proclivities, and vices. But if you're just seeking gossip, you'll have to find it elsewhere.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do take care of yourself.
And what's this guy?
He doesn't look half bad, all things considered.
No, he was lucky. Once I'm done here and the laudanum wears off, he should be right as rain.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, I wouldn't try talking to him just now, Miss Legere. I gave him a mild narcotic to numb the pain. He'll be out of sorts for a while.
I see. Well, while you're focused on your patient...
What's in the pouch?
Oh, just some supplies for house calls and emergencies.
Boop. Ha-ha!
Hey, Doc, is that mess of noodles really what our insides look like?
Indeed, Miss Legere. The human body truly is a marvel.
I suppose that's one word for it.
All right, that's all what it is. All right, so I now have...
Pretty common-looking leather pouch. The stuff inside isn't of much use to me.
That seems like it'll be useful later. All right. Well, that means I have to go out of the town then, because there's pretty much not anything else going on.
Can't be a good sign when even...
I wonder if I can use...
This isn't going to get the padlock open or break it.
Yeah, I figured as much. All right. Time to go outside the town. I need me a lockpick or a hammer. Oh, can I not go out of town? Oh. Well, crap. So I guess... I don't know. I guess Rosewater Post and Publishing? And see if they have some, like, small things, like...
Good to see you again.
The ink and stuff.
Impressive piece of machinery.
No? Don't know what I'm going to write my article on.
Unless I want to write a piece of pure fiction, I should probably collect some material first.
All right, well, maybe Joni has stuff in her office? Because I can't go into the saloon because I can't go up the stairs. Joni, I need stuff.
No time to waste, Gavin.
I...
See you later, Joe.
I officially don't know. Yeah, I appreciate that, Echo. I will. Need to get a ticket. Only way to get a ticket is to help that guy. Only way to do that is to get into the blacksmith shop. I hoped I could go in the general store, but... Leger. What's up, Baxman? I know, right, Imaginary? Dumbwaiter. No. Does he have lockpicks? The bookkeepery. Do you want to know how I got these scars?
You got my
Still.
Unless I can go behind.
Pretty common looking.
You know where I can get a hammer in this town? A little on the nose. Yes. Yes, indeed. It'd be like calling her Francine Quillsmith or something. Excuse me, you have a lockpick? Wait, excuse me, I'm looking for a lockpick. Hello? Francine Ferretsmith. I mean, I don't really have a lot to combine. I can't open it. So let me go there. Can't get the sheriff thing. Oh. I can't break it.
If I use my bare hands, the only thing I'll get is a broken wrist. But if I use something heavy...
Something heavy?
Nothing inside? Shame.
Something heavy. What do I have that's heavy? Could I use the typewriter?
Good.
Cozy.
What do I have that's heavy? Or what have I seen that's heavy?
Shabby, but I've been to worse.
I could, like, go up on the roof? Something heavy. Like a water bottle? Like a lantern? That's right. I forgot I could do that. It shows objects, I think, on the screen that have and have not been interacted with. So, like eggs hollandaise. Interacted with all of that. All right, I'm going to have to go back and see if there's something I interacted with that's not, that I didn't interact with.
Welcome back.
Hey, Sheriff?
What can I do you for?
How long have you been the sheriff here?
Just how long have you been the sheriff here anyway?
Oh, a couple years now. Like most everyone else, I came to Rosewater in '48 when we thought the hills were full of Orem. Except I stayed when it turned out they weren't.
You were a prospector?
Yep. But it turns out lawman was a more stable career.
Tell me about Rosewater.
A man in your position must have plenty to say about the town he serves.
Suppose that's true. But a stroll down Main will tell you most everything you need to know.
What's the deal with Jem?
That little weasel Jem is a real piece of work. What's his deal?
Did he cause you any trouble?
Nah, just tried putting on airs with his town greeter routine. But he was on his way once I let him know I wasn't having any of it.
That boy. He ain't a bad kid, just been dealt a bad hand. I've tried setting him straight, but his head's harder than granite.
What's
Maybe
the
it's
deal with
time I
airship
set
food?
my foot down. Show him the inside of himself for a while.
Trust me, that'll only make things worse. Perhaps rather than tossing away the bad apple, you might look in the barrel and figure out what made it rot.
Say, you ain't one of those social reformer types, are you?
Let's just say I've seen my share of cruddy barrels.
What do you know about Joan Gallagher?
Can you tell me about Joan Gallagher?
Whew, I've yet to meet anyone with a more fiery temper. My advice is to stay on Joni's good side. You don't want to end up going out the window like that poor bastard.
What's there to know about Doc Sedgwick?
Is Doc Sedgwick on the up and up, or is he one of those frontier quacks?
Oh no, Doc Sedgwick's tried and true. Well, he saved the town from a yellow fever epidemic just last year. The doc's pretty much the glue holding this town together. Leastways, that's what he's fond of telling everybody.
What about Gentleman Jake?
What's the story with Gentleman Jake?
Which one? If even half of them are true, he's a lion among men, a real Western hero. But you can catch his show while he's in town and hear it straight from the source.
Okay, do you know anything about Lola Johnson?
Are you acquainted with Lola Johnson?
Not really. She mostly keeps to herself. As long as she don't cause trouble, I'm willing to overlook the squatting.
Who is that fancy older lady I saw leaving the saloon?
I saw a lady coming out of the saloon earlier. She was older, fancy looking, sounded old country. Any idea who that is?
Can't say it rings any bells. Wonder what someone like that would be doing in Rosewater.
What else is there around here?
Anything of interest in the surrounding area?
Not really. The San Bernardino Valley don't offer much in the way of sightseeing. There's an army fort, Fort Beaumont, and an abandoned relic that used to be a laboratory. There's also an Indian village on the other side of the valley. But you'll want to steer clear. I've heard tell they can be real territorial. But all that's outside my jurisdiction. When you leave my town, you're taking your chances out there.
Thanks for the chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
Hey, Sheriff. Just saying.
Okay. So we've gotten a lot of information, but I don't know that that helps at all. All right, I'm going to save it, and then I have to grab something quickly. So I will be back in just a minute, chat. Be right back. Okay. I'll be back. What's up, Darcisu? Looking up code to spawn in a hammer. Hey, I just happened to find... No, that might have been a more useful use of time. Jesus, in a bush? I don't know. Oh, that's right. I was going to do this. See if there's something else to interact with that I'm missing. What is this?
This place is falling apart, but these
Ah.
were nice once.
That's the thing that's heavy. Let's go. All right. Outstanding. Okay. Now I know how to break off that lock. Okay. Okay.
This thing's heavier than it looks.
Yep.
Bet I could do some real damage with it.
To a lock, for example.
That did it. Tile's no good anymore, though.
There's more where that came from. Lola. L-O-L-A, Lola.
That could be a good spot to stash something. Emptier than that fool Jem's head. Maybe the kid's watch is in there. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Guess the devil won't be coming in here. The mirror's broken. Wonder who caught the bad luck. Seems the obvious place to keep valuables.
Yeah.
Just worthless trinkets. Decorative or a functional hiding place? Empty. Doesn't look too comfortable. Nothing here.
Really?
The mirror's broken.
Can I look behind it? I mean, I got in here, but it didn't do anything. Oh, wait. Not down there, though.
The Smithy's cold furnace. Well now, what have we here? Got what I came for. Best not to stick around.
Oh, found it. Oh.
What in the ether is going on here?
So, taking your Lola, I'd ask you the same thing.
That's an excellent question. I was looking around an abandoned building. Why are you here?
I live here.
I thought it had a certain domestic charm. Nice setup you have in here.
I don't know what you're playing at, but my patience is wearing thin.
I'll be going.
You do that.
See ya. I made it. I'm out. All right, I got your thing.
Fancy. Too bad there doesn't seem to be a pawn shop in town.
Love me some pocket watches.
Here's your watch back.
No fooling. You actually got it?
By a whisker. Lola turned up just as I was leaving.
Did she see you take it?
Don't think so. Anyways, that's my part of the bargain held up. You gonna let me in now?
Sure. Go on. Oh, and thanks. I know we've had our tiffs, but I really do appreciate you getting this for me. My dear departed pa can rest easy again knowing his watch is back where it belongs.
Not a chance this belongs to his father, just to be clear.
That's not your watch at all, is it?
Right.
Well, it is now.
Kid, if I were you, I'd make myself scarce. Otherwise, the only way you'll be able to tell the time on that thing is by squatting over a mirror. You get me?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think I even know what that means.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All right.
boys and girls
Exactly.
of all ages, are you ready for some thrills?
Some thrills.
Are you ready for some excitement?
Some excitement.
Are you ready for some fun?
Some fun.
Then without further ado, now present the star of our show, the last man standing at the Bleachbone Gulch Showdown. The only man to defeat bastard Billy Boakes in a duel. The man who discovered a gentleman, then gifted it to an orphanage. Gentleman Jake Ackerman!
Woo! Woo!
Thank you, Charlie, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gentleman Jake's Wild West. We got a heck of a performance for you today, but first, allow me to introduce my brave and loyal assistant, Danny Luo.
What's up, Danny Luo?
Now let's get this show on the road. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rope a steer. Keep it going, Danny. Maybe you'll lasso yourself one someday.
The sun beat down upon them as the duelists stood and stared. But Billy Boakes had never fought somebody so prepared. Jake drew his gun, and bang! The bastard crashed down with a thud. The legendary foe lay dead, defeated.
It's
in
so
the
real. It's like
mud.
I'm almost there.
And now for a most challenging proposition, perhaps the greatest feat of marksmanship to which a man can set his sights. You see those 5 juggling balls that Charlie keeps whirling aloft in such a dizzying display? Ladies and gentlemen, affix your eyes on that green ball in particular, and do not dare blink. For with but a single bullet, I will pluck it from the very air.
Nice.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. Thank you all so much. You've been a truly magnanimous, magnificent, and majestic audience.
This is to dies, I know.
And you can take home a piece of the legend. Come on down to the Jack of Diamonds to get an autograph or a souvenir ferrotype. We'll be there until last call. Stop by and shake hands with Gentleman Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
All right. Hello.
I'm telling you, Jake, I need that money tonight.
You knew the deal going in, Charlie. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see about that.
Hope I'm not interrupting, gentlemen.
My friend here was just saying his farewells. Weren't you, Charlie? Please do pardon that unpleasant display. What can I do for you, my dear?
Name's Harley Legere. I'd like to interview you for the Rosewater Post.
Well, shucks, it would be my pleasure, Miss Legere. Shall we go upstairs to my room? Beats standing out here in the dark.
Let's be clear about what we're doing here.
Legere, permit me to introduce my associate, Danny Luo.
We've met, actually. Not formally, I suppose. Nice to properly make your acquaintance, Miss Legere.
Likewise, Mr. Lowe.
Please, you can call me Danny. Everybody does.
Everybody
So
does.
what did you think of the show?
Thought it
Pretty
sucked.
Spectacular, huh?
Yes, that's definitely the word for it.
I'm glad you think so. Shall we proceed with the interview?
Right.
Let's see. Tell me your real
So
story.
who is the real Gentleman Jake?
Mercy me. That's a hell of a question. Now, I ain't much for philosophizing, Miss Legere, so I'll just say this. In my case, what you see is what you get.
I see. Well, okay then.
Why bring your show to Rosewater?
How did you come to pick Rosewater as your latest venue?
Simple. Plenty of folk in this town are looking for a good show. I ain't so hoity-toity as to think El Presidio or Los Virgenes are the only places worth visiting. After spending all day bent double over a pan in a creek or working his keister off down in a mine, a man is entitled to some amusement, wouldn't you say?
I don't buy it. What's your greatest accomplishment?
You're clearly a man of great deeds. Which would you say has been your greatest?
I value all my accomplishments equally, Miss Legere. To single any one out would diminish the others. I couldn't bring myself to do that.
What a noble sentiment.
I like to think so.
What scares you?
Is there anything that frightens the mighty Gentleman Jake?
You know, somebody once told me, fear is only as deep as the mind allows. When you deal with the type of folks out on the frontier that I do, marauders, bandits, desperados, your fears have got to be shallow. Otherwise, you won't last 2 seconds.
Hey, Jake, don't you have an appointment with Miss Sally this evening?
Damn, you're right. Sorry to cut things short, Miss Legere. I've got another engagement I need to prepare for.
I should have plenty for my article. I appreciate your time.
Well, I look forward to reading your story in the next edition.
It's not a
Danny,
great story.
Send the lady out, would you?
It's not a great story. Whoa.
Good meeting you, Danny. Guess I'll see you around.
Bow, bow,
Not to worry,
bow.
gents. Jake's all yours. Hey, you were in the show. Nice juggling.
Thank you, ma'am. Jake, get your ass out here right now, you four-flusher.
Now, what's all the ruckus?
Don't play the fool with me, Ackerman. You know damn well why I'm here. You might think you can give me the runaround, but I wonder if my friends here won't convince you to pay up.
Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Didn't anybody ever tell you only cowards get others to solve their problems for them?
You slum-guzzling bastard. I'm gonna fix that wobbling jaw of yours.
Come on up here, then.
Are you sure you won't reconsider, Charlie?
Shut the hell up and get out of my way. McGuire, take care of the kid. Let's dance, cowboy.
Oh, bat, bat, bat.
I suggest you clear out while you can, little lady. This could get ugly.
From where I'm standing, it's pretty damn ugly already.
Uh-oh.
Hey!
So that's how you want it, huh? Fine. I'll let the boss deal with you when he's done.
What?
You're in my way, you lummox.
And that's where I'm staying. Ooh-wee!
Hey, pick on someone your own size.
Okay.
Huh. Bollingworth Ale. Didn't know they got that out here.
Okay.
Hey! Don't start any trouble, lady. Hey! Don't.
Really?
Oh.
It's the longest fight of all time.
Watch that left jab.
Knock his block off. Hey! Don't start.
You call that a... Hey, pick on someone your own size.
Come on, McGuire!
I'd better do something to stop these fools.
What can I do, though?
Don't bother me with your crap, lady.
That's not going to help the situation.
Ooh-wee.
Why can I not take that?
Worth ale. Didn't.
Knock his block off.
Nice dodge. Watch that left jab. Hey.
Ooh-wee. Hey, don't stop.
All right, bud.
On. On. We can do this all day.
The heck?
Warning. Watch.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Come on, get him.
I got it.
Hey. Don't start any trouble, lady.
Trouble like knocking you out? Kapow! I'm gonna knock you out.
Oopsie daisy.
Mama said knock you out. I'll give you that.
Sleep. Nothing on him but the stench.
All right. Kaplow.
Hey, nice one.
Not the most honorable way of winning a fight.
This day is
These boys
tomorrow.
were hardly playing fair.
Hey, Charlie. Looks like your guys weren't as tough as you hoped.
Kapow.
Whoo-wee! That got the old blood pumping.
You've got some interesting associates, Mr. Ackerman. If you'll excuse me, I have an article to write.
Hang on just a minute. I'd be a fool to just let you walk away after that performance. Come on back up here. I've got a business proposition that may interest you.
What about Miss Sally?
Oh, she can wait.
Achievement unlocked.
Miss Legere, I won't beat around the bush. Danny and
Heck
I
of a
are
hangover.
looking
Stop the
for
bar
folks
brawl by
together
smashing
for
a bottle
job,
over their head.
And I think you'd make a damn fine addition to the team.
What sort of job?
Ever hear of Dr. Bennett Clark?
Can't say I
No,
have.
I don't think I have.
He was the lead scientist
Oh, yeah, I have
researching
heard
that
him.
ethericity stuff. Before the ban, that is. Dr. Clark moved out here not long after the big disaster back in Lamplight City. He kept up his research, even did some demonstrations at the Opera House. Till one day, he just up and vanished. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of him in nearly a year.
What happened to him?
So is he dead or what?
That's the thing. Nobody knows.
I see.
But the real question is what he left behind. We're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Come again?
The feller was loaded. Somehow he managed to talk a bunch of big money investors from back east into financing his research. All those gizmos and doodads don't come cheap, you know? We find his stash, we'll all be rolling in it for years to come.
Stash? What stash? Surely it's all just numbers on a ledger somewhere.
Nope. I'm telling you, he kept his assets in cold, hard cash.
So you're looking to rob a man blind just because nobody knows where he is?
Now, nothing so uncouth as that. Picture this, a swashbuckling pirate captain, his vessel freighted with treasure. The vast fleets of law and order circling him, closing in.
Okay.
He digs a hole in the sands of some sun-kissed tropical beach to conceal his ill-gotten loot and makes himself scarce. Circumstance conspires to deprive him of the opportunity to return. Now, he's the brave treasure hunter who seeks and unearths the bounty guilty of robbery? Or is he just returning to the world what would otherwise lie forgotten and worthless? See, we're not after Clark's personal wealth. The money in question was meant to bankroll his etheric research. Since that's been outlawed, he can't touch it. And it's a drop in the ocean for the investors. They'll never miss it.
How many folks are you planning on bringing into this?
That depends on what we find. But I promise you, we'll all get a fair split. Enough to make it all worthwhile.
What's your plan?
Clark had a lab nearby, a couple miles outside of town. Last place anybody saw him.
Okay.
We poke around there, retrace his steps, and it should lead us straight to the loot.
Uh-huh.
Now, call me crazy, but I get the impression you're not entirely convinced.
I'm not. What if this is all a wild goose chase that gets us killed?
Truth be told, I'm not. How can you be sure Clark isn't just holed up in some cave with his cash?
Yeah, exactly.
Or that someone didn't off him so they could claim it for themselves.
Yeah, what about that?
We follow Clark, and whatever vanished him could end up vanishing us, too.
Exactly.
I admit we're asking you to put a lot of faith in us. Hell, I'd probably be just as incredulous were I in your position.
Mr. Ackerman's a good man, Miss Leger. He's never led me astray in all the time I've known him.
I appreciate it,
Can't get a
Danny,
sense
but
of that
I think
accent.
Miss Leger's gonna need a little more than just your word. Look, I've known quite a few moneyed folk in my time. They all got one thing in common. You know what that is?
They couldn't give a rat's ass about folks like you and me.
I admit I cannot emphatically contradict you there, but not what I meant.
So what do they have in common?
They're good at keeping their money safe. Clark's cash is out there. I just know it. As far as your safety, you just took out a couple of brutes twice our size. It's plain to see you can take care of yourself.
I'm pretty good with my pistols, and Mr. Ackerman can talk his way out of anything. But we could use somebody who's good in the fights.
Besides, stick around old Jake.
You guys
long
just
enough
survived
to
a
have enough
fight for the
material
last
to write a
2
whole
minutes.
book. Forget a measly little write-up in the local rag. I'm offering you a front row seat to a much better show.
That's fair enough.
So, what do you say?
All right, Mr. Ackerman. I'm in, but try anything funny, and I walk.
Understood.
You won't regret this, Miss Leger.
We'll set out for the lab at daybreak. And please, call me Jake.
Aha, the lab, I presume.
Dr. Clark's laboratory is a short hike from Rosewater. After getting run out of Lamplight City, this is where he went to ground. A secluded desert facility where he could get up to who knows what.
Who knows
Jake,
what?
Danny, and I head there at first light to see what secrets he left behind.
Not bad, Echo.
Quite a sight, ain't it?
I'll say. What the hell was Clark doing out here?
That's a question for minds greater than ours, Miss Leger.
Diary is updated. Oh. Save. Okay. Just checking.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
You can say that again.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
How'd you and Danny meet?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
How'd you and Danny get together?
I was packing up after a run of shows in Quick Point, having a hard time of it. You see, my assistant had up and left a few days prior, so I was flying solo.
Your assistant left? Why?
The showman's life ain't for everybody. I don't fault him for it. Anyhow, Danny comes up and offers to help with the crates. You should have seen him. Eyes wide, hands shaking, downright charming. So Danny gives me a hand and we get to talking. Turns out he's got experience roping and shooting. Even gave me a demonstration. I offered him the job as my assistant on the spot. The rest, as they say, is history.
I want to hear about your previous adventures.
Would you care to recount some of your previous adventures?
I'd love to, but I'm afraid now just ain't the time. Soon as we have a respite, I'll be glad to regale you.
I'm impressed, Miss Leger. Never thought I'd live to see the day Jake refused to tell his story.
How'd you learn about Clark's money?
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Man.
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon. The whiskey had loosened his lips and he blabbed all about the success of his Aurum claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Aurum in Clark's research and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See, his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble with some other folk. Poor bastard was shot dead in the street.
I see. Enough jabber. Let's push on. How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Okay, what about you?
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
Okay. Let me ask about you. How long have you and Jake known each other?
I want to know something about you, Danny.
Okay. Like what?
You and Jake known each other long?
Gosh, that's a good question. I guess it's been about 2 years?
Sounds about right.
Time goes by quick when you travel around as much as we do.
What were you doing before?
What did you do before becoming Jake's assistant?
Oh, nothing glamorous. I was a stable hand in Quick Point. Life with Gentleman Jake is certainly more, lively.
How old are you?
Just how old are you, anyway?
I'll be 21 this winter, but I can handle myself
21?
just fine if that's what you're worried
He's
about.
20 years
True
old?
enough. Danny's more experienced than some folk twice his age. You'd be a fool to underestimate him.
Do you have family?
You got any family?
Sure. My parents and older brother live on the coast, near El Presidio. I write them every month. I haven't seen them in a dog's age, though. But Jake's been like family to me, really.
We should get a move on. Look
So you're
sharp,
all good?
Danny. No telling what we might find out here.
Right you are, Miss Leger.
Okay. All right, let's go this way.
Guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open for us.
That's a serious-looking lock.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Know if there are any locksmiths in town?
I'd prefer if we handled this ourselves. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy.
Hmm.
Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. There must be at least 30 empty bottles in these crates.
I bet
I
I'll...
once drank 10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
Did you win?
Well, yes, and no.
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start belly aching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
Okay. And what's in the mailbox?
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery.
What do we get? Read.
Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersoul. P.S. How you managed to rig a TT-180 console to control both your equipment and door mechanisms still baffles me. Mine is destined for the scrapyard.
TT-180, huh?
Empty sarsaparilla bottles. Locked up tight.
Whoever closed this place up really didn't want anybody getting in.
This is one of the sturdiest locks I've ever seen.
I think we're gonna need to get creative. The fort stockpile might have something that could help.
The good doctor was pretty self-sufficient out here.
The
good doctor...
Okay. So... Aha, who are you?
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
And just who in the ether are you?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait! You forgot your... hat?
What was that all about?
Good question.
What's it look like?
Tinfoil. Why was that man wearing it as a hat?
Of course. Okay. What about over here? What's up, fish? Koi for rabies. Xanos, what's up, man?
No sign of that odd
Why do I
bearded
hate
fellow.
you?
I wonder where
Oh,
he scampered off to.
Xanos, it's good to see you. Hold on one sec.
Bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger.
Okay, Xanos. I figured out what happened the other day. I know you were leaving comments. The problem is you're leaving comments on the wrong video. So I stream direct to YouTube, right? That means that there are live sets of YouTube videos, but the comments I generally respond to are not that. I respond to the comments on the videos which I upload, and they usually go up within 24 hours, that have a better bit rate and the whole business. So it's not the exact same comments. So when you saw the recorded video, you thought it was the same as the live video, and you thought that comments were getting deleted, but they were not. So that's what's up. Yeah. Putting up Oblivion videos twice to confuse me. That's what it is. It always records live. I wish I could just move the live recordings from YouTube over into like videos, but it can't. It unfortunately cannot. All right, the fort. Okay, let's go to the fort. How you doing, Xanos?
Hey, look, a show.
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
Caramba!
That's good.
In sight, but I'm sure there are guards
I'm
somewhere.
glad to hear that, Xanos.
Bye. Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
What do you want?
Who are you and what are you doing? Actually, no. Do you know anything about the nearby lab?
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly, you know more about it than I do.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. I'll take a look at it as soon as I get done with this little speech interaction.
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
Who is he waiting
Who did you say you
for?
were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
This whole thing is Zorro. Nope, name doesn't ring any bells.
Afraid not.
Híjole, it really is true. Vespuccians don't pay attention to anything unless it happens right in front of their faces. You do not know of the new Spanish Revolution?
Should I?
Ugh.
Tell me about the
This
revolution.
revolution, then.
I do not have the time or the desire to explain the particulars of our struggle to you. Pick up a non-imperialist periodical if you can find one, and you might learn something.
That's all for now. Happy shooting.
Thanks, gringa. Híjole!
Okay. All right. Damn, that cat did that. Okay. Let's see. Do I recognize any of those people? I mean, I've heard of Bill Ratner, but I don't think I recognize anyone else. I don't think. No, can't say I do. What should I know him from? Well, yeah, I've played Metal Gear Solid. Was he but he's not the voice, is he? He's not the voice of Snake. Who did he play? Cam Clark is the voice of Snake? Oh, Liquid Snake. Oh. The problem is I don't know that I stopped playing that around Metal Gear, like Sons of the Patriots, I think, which is like 3 or 4. So I don't know them nearly well enough, Echo. I played some of it, but I do not know them nearly well enough. It's a big cast, though, actually. I didn't realize there were that many voices. Right. Guns of the Patriot. I never played Red Dead Redemption 2. I was not a big Red Dead Redemption 1 fan, so.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
How are we supposed to get into the lab?
You had any new ideas for getting inside the lab?
Not a one, unfortunately. I believe asking at the fort is our best hope.
Who was that bearded
Any idea
man?
who that odd fellow with the beard was?
Not a clue. Sure seemed a few cows short of a herd, didn't he?
I'll say. Let's hope he doesn't cause us any trouble. Enough jabber. Let's push on.
What about you?
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
Any thoughts on how to get in the
Got
lab?
any of your own ideas on how we might get into the lab?
Well, I think...
Okay, so no.
Who do you suppose?
I don't know. He gave me a...
We should...
Right. All right.
Sturdy.
What is it?
You know anything about the lab
Happen to
nearby?
know anything about the lab just over that way?
No.
Enough jibber jabber.
Quite frankly, I don't care to.
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
Want to get inside
I'd
the
like
fort?
to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not in the market for entertainment. It's like I said. Oh, dad blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
You call yourself a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be asking to see Captain Stokes if it wasn't important.
I opened the gate for the last person who said that to me today. And what did I get as a reward? His 2 cronies raising hell for the past hour.
So I have to get
No,
him out of
ma'am,
here.
Not again.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
Okay, so I have to get them to leave.
Hey!
You again?
You're shooting elsewhere?
Do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another profession.
What do you say I make it worth your while
Yeah.
to go practice shooting somewhere else?
You take me for some common bandit? Mira que cabrona. Keep your coins. And don't insult me again.
I bet I could beat you
You're
at shooting.
pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it?
Gladly. But a large stationary target such as this is not suitable for a contest. If
Okay.
you wish to challenge me, find some moving targets.
Can we use these bottles as targets?
Indeed, we can.
Yeah, I got
Very
some
well.
bottles.
Prepare to be humiliated.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
Oh
How
boy.
many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am feeling generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
Some liquid stink to drink.
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Here we go.
Ha! You missed.
What?
Incoming.
Nice shot.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
Bottle in the air.
Ha! You missed.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
Let us hope you improve very quickly. All right, for real.
Excuse
this
you?
time.
Ready, set, bottle in the air.
Damn it.
Here we go.
I'll get the next one.
Bottle in the air.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
I'll get the next one.
Bottle in the air.
Nice shot.
My turn.
Incoming.
Take that.
Bottle in the air.
Take that.
Incoming.
Oh crap.
That.
Here we go.
Anda.
Bottle in the air.
Caramba.
4 out of 5.
I win. Better luck next time, sweetheart.
Hey, hey, hey.
Vaya.
Hey!
Come on, give me another shot.
You again. What is it now?
I was...
Remember, get on with...
No need. Ready, set, here we go.
God damn it, I hit
Here
that.
we go.
Fantastic.
I hit that.
Bottle in the air.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
Oh.
You missed.
Bottle in the air.
Pure luck. My turn.
Incoming.
I got 3 that time.
Dale.
Here we go.
3 to 1. 3 to 2.
That.
Incoming.
3 to 3.
That.
Incoming.
Ah, god damn it.
Bottle in the air.
Caramba. Another victory for me.
I shouldn't have lowered my cursor.
Nice.
Perhaps.
Híjole.
What's going on?
What's up?
Got any
You're
shooting
good for a
advice?
gun. What's the best way to hit a moving target?
Oh, well, I find concentration is key. Just visualize hitting the target and you won't go wrong.
Yeah, thanks. Could you throw those bottles
How about
slower?
you go easy on me with those bottles? They're awful fast.
Want me to give you the advantage, huh? All right. I'll slow my hand a bit for you. Let's just hope that little firebrand doesn't take notice.
Enough, Jake.
All right, here we go.
Hey!
Well, I guess to like leave them in the so start by having it up above.
Let's get
ready, set, incoming.
Oh, god damn it.
Here we go.
So much for that idea, Dragon.
Pure luck.
Here we go.
Pure luck.
Here we go.
I'll get the next one.
Bottle in the air.
Nice shot.
My turn.
Incoming.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Damn.
Yeah.
Another victory.
This is not easy.
You again. What is it now?
One more. That's all.
Wait, what?
Best not.
What?
Can we?
What's up?
How about beat that late?
I see. Not ask Danny.
Enough. Hey.
Ma'am?
Shoot. Think
It'll be. Excuse me.
What do you want?
I know.
I think I'd like.
All right, kid.
Why don't you go first?
My plan.
Ready, set, incoming.
Caramba!
Incoming. Here we go. Bottling.
Híjole!
Incoming.
Oh, now she misses two? Now she misses two.
Ready, Danny boy?
When she does the rematch.
Don't worry about the warnings. Just throw.
Don't believe this. Beaten by a chinito de mierda. Eugenio, vámonos de aquí.
She's not a very good sport.
Never mind her. That was some fine shooting.
Sure was. You weren't kidding about being good with those pistols.
It was nothing. But thanks.
That thing has seen some action.
All right. I did all that. Okay, I got rid of her. Let me in.
Hey, guard.
What is it?
I got those noisy
Sure
pests
is
to leave.
a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
Nice.
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
Success.
Well, now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez.
Interesting flag.
It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain. Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
You were shooting bottles out there. I'm surprised you saw anything after that fall.
I'm surprised you saw much of anything after that tumble you had.
Ah, of course. The newspaper office. I owe you my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir?
I am General Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
Phil it is.
I don't think Filomeno's that difficult.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
We're looking for help getting into the abandoned lab back there.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
We're looking for something, and there's a chance we could find some clues there.
Only clues? Perhaps there are other useful items as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives.
Okay.
I just do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but...
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
It's part of his charm.
That's Jake for you, as colorful as they come.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
When did he go
So
missing?
when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
Do you ever have any contact with Dr. Bennett Clark?
On the subject of missing people, did you ever cross paths with Dr. Bennett Clark?
The mad doctor? No, ma'am. My man and I steered clear of him. Used to be we'd see strange lights and hear weird noises coming from his lab.
Yeah.
Don't know what he was up to out there, but it weren't natural.
Long, let's see. How long have you been sitting? I think the natives are responsible. Yeah.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land?
Exactly.
Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Miss Legere, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written.
Tried appeasing them?
Reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Engines!
So far, we have been stymied in our efforts to search Clark's laboratory. Captain Stokes let out a search patrol, and he let all us supplicants tag along. But it wasn't enough to deter the native war party that ambushed us. Stokes slipped the trap laid for him, leaving us four to stand in his stead. Now we await intelligence of our captors and some sign of our fate.
Well, isn't this a fine turn of events?
It's another fine mess you've gotten me into. Okay. All right. Well, that was cool. But we have to get ready for my stream at the top of the hour, which is going to be finishing up Neverwinter Nights. So, Echo, I have a question. How long is that 17 hours I see here? Is that about how long it took you to finish this? It was about 2 hours, 20 minutes. Because I got started around a little bit after 1 instead of usual noon. So yeah, Echo, do you have a sense of how far this in? You haven't played past your part? Oh, really? Well, what's all this? Isn't that you? What's with the 17 hours here? Well, but why is it 17 hours? I don't know. If that's you, how is it you played 17 hours already, according to this? Yeah. But still, though. Interesting. Well, not too bad. Oh, you had another game going at the same time. Oh, so it just ran is what you're saying. I see. It is true that my my Skyrim playthrough, I have like 130 hours. And I did once, I've only done this once, fall asleep with that game playing. So actually, it's about 122 hours or 123 hours, actually. So because the rest of it was just being on open. So, but that was fun though. I think that's interesting. As I say, as I've said many times, my patience for point and clicks is a little limited, but not bad, not bad. And I do like the Wild West setting, so that's kind of cool to get a couple of achievements. That's funny. All right, well that makes sense. But good stuff. Thank you for the nomination, Echo. That was a fun time playing it. And I now, as I move over to this, have to get ready for Neverwinter Nights. If all goes well, I am going to finish Neverwinter Nights 2 today. It's the third point and click. It's true. But if all goes well, I'm going to finish Neverwinter Nights today, and then the Doom of Icewind Dale today. And then I'm going to be getting started on Expeditions Rome, which is what I'm going to be playing over on Pen and Pixels for the video game stuff as well. Hey, what's up, Triffid? Yeah, it was good times. Yeah, who is Icewind Dale? Passive achievements farming. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, Triffid. Die by the Sword, Echo, was just not at all. It was not. Not all of them are going to work. Like, Classic or nominated Graveyard Keeper, and that was no thanks. That did not work for me. But that doesn't mean it was bad. It was all good stuff. Yeah, exactly. Although this is a kind of. This is Wild West, but it's there are fantasy elements to it at the same time. It's kind of steampunky Wild West, right? So, so it's not totally that way, but regardless, though, I got to get ready for GOG.com now and to play some stuff over on Pen and Pixels as I finish Neverwinter Nights. However, Doom of Icewind Dale. Tonight, though, remember, I'm going to be over at GOG at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I swear, actually final. I've said this like 3 times, but the actual final of Growing Up with the amazing art vocalists, after which point we will move into playing Citizen Sleeper 2 with them. We're going to be doing that for some sessions and then getting back into an Ace Attorney game. I know. I don't blame you for not believing me. I barely believe myself about it. I feel like 3 or 4 times I've been like, obviously... But we actually are on what is literally the last segment, which is in high school. So now we're almost there. Yeah, D&D Artificer Mood is a good way to look at it. I agree a bit. That's a good way to look at it. So, but I don't blame you. Proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they say. So we'll see if I actually get finished tonight. But I'm pretty confident we will finally finish that game this evening. But if you like what you saw and heard, though, please follow the channel. Check out our YouTube at !ArvTube. Thanks for everyone who watched me over there. Discord, !ArvCord. Hang out with us in between streams. Twitter, !ArvTweets. Blue Sky, !ArvSky. Website, arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop is the merchandise area. !ArvTreon is the Patreon. Please sub to the channel as well. That's right. Icarus for my graphic novel from Mathis Arts. Library, my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. Greyshade is my Greyshade IP. Greyshade Renegade Heretic. You can get those 3 books, the Grey Assassin trilogy from Mathis Arts there. You can get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks, and you can pre-order the audiobook, the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade from Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley Entertainment. And as always, yes, and he actually liked my post about playing this game today, the Grundislav game. So, BLM, Black Lives Matter, very important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message that we will do so for others in that situation in the future. Thank you to my wonderful mods. Thank you to the best in the business, Dragonspear, Triffity Mats. Good to see Xanos as always. And thank you as well to my Patreon supporters and subscribers. I did see that, yes, Echo, although I have to double check that. The one that I use is the World Health Organization one, because I don't want it to be just U.S. focused. And I believe that the one you sent me was more U.S. focused, I think, although I might be wrong. So we'll see. Let's see. I'm just double checking. Yeah, this is like right. That's exactly, yeah. But I do appreciate you sending that along. That obviously anything like that is useful, but in this case, I think the World Health Organization one is a little more broadly applicable. That's all. I originally got that actually from Tari Tunes, is one who made me think about that. So let's see. And then of course, no, I mean but it is violation. It is a violation of international law. That's what I mean by international. It's literally a violation of international law. They have violated international law with the treatment of prisoners and many other things. So that's what I mean. It is illegal. The biggest thing is that it's immoral, unethical, horrible, and all those other things. But I know you know that already. Thank you to my wonderful Patreon supporters and subscribers. Of course, Dragon, Triffid, Xanos, Echo. And thank you so much to my viewers, N20Q. Thank you to Axeman. Thank you to Bit. Thank you to Black Fury, Butthurt, Darth Sisu. Thank you to Isu, to Imaginary Exponent, Mr. Jonas, Nonstop, hanging out. Questionable Results, Saturnius, The Kids Are Asleep. Hey, what's up, Kids Are Asleep? Thorn and TNS Mephiston. And quick note, that again, please mark your calendars because ARVCon is coming up now in less than a month. It is going to be Memorial Day weekend in the States. That's going to be May 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. The schedule is coming together already. And I am reaching out to corporate sponsors. I have already got a number of those to come back and commit. And so everything is proceeding as it should. And I'm hoping that the extra attention that we get from being featured in the Damon Runyon newsletter is something that will also stand up for us as we go forward. That's going to be awesome too. But in any case, good to see all of you lovely folks. Thank you for hanging out with me with Rosewater. And I will see you folks at the top of the hour at GOG.com with Pen and Pixels playing some more as we hopefully come close to wrapping up Neverwinter Nights, Doom of Icewind Dale. And then back here tonight on this channel at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Our Vocalist with Growing Up. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other and have a good one, y'all here. Bye for now.